My name's Warren McCarren. I live currently in eastern Warren County, Massey Township. I was raised just about a mile from here, right around the corner at my mom and dad's farm. I graduated from Clint Massey High School in 1988 and then attended Wilmington College, where I received a bachelor's degree in 1992. After that, I started working with soil and water conservation districts. I started in Clinton and Highland County, and from there I moved up to Greene County in 1994, where I've remained since. Currently, we farm about 200 acres. Prior to that, we farmed around 600 or 700 acres in eastern Clinton County over towards Sabina. But in 2018, we decided to buy a farm back closer to home here in Massey Township, which is about 200 acres that consists primarily of corn and soybeans. We also have a woods that we do manage for timber as it's available. We started farming on our own in 1998 in Sabina, as I said earlier. And then when we moved over here, we scaled back a little bit, but at that same time, we started doing more excavation work. I've spent my entire life either being raised on a farm or working with my father-in-law or my dad on a farm or on our own. So currently with the farm that we have today, we began, first thing we did to it was systematically tile every 60 foot on center. We got all the drainage kind of in order. And from there we began no-tilling each of the fields, and we added cover crops. And then with that, there were certain areas that we continued to have some gully erosion that we've added permanent grass waterways. And then next year, the goal is we've got about an 8-acre area that we're going to return back to a wildlife and a wetland area. And in 2021, I believe, Warren County Soil and Water District approached me looking for someone to participate in a water quality study. So last summer, 2023, we installed a cascading waterway along with a traditional grass waterway and a pipe drop structure. And in conjunction with Central State, they're working on a water quality improvement project. So a couple years ago, talking with some of the folks at the Soil and Water Conservation District, they were looking for a producer that would install a cascading waterway, which is basically just a typical grass waterway with pools dug into the center of it to store part of the runoff from a rain event. And that was something that interested me, so I kind of opened my mouth up, and Cindy, along with EPA and Central State, and then other staff at the office, Tanner, Schenkel, began the process of acquiring funds, acquiring the research portion of it, and then acquiring the design to go ahead and construct it. And in 2023, we built the project that they had in mind. It's a little over 500 feet long, and it's got 4 pools in it that hold, I think, 2/10 of an acre watershed inch of runoff. And then along with it, we added the component of the other 2 projects to see if that cascading waterway could make a difference in the amount of silt that was leaving a farm. I feel like that's the next step that we may see in agriculture, is farmers being asked to retain some water to kind of help reduce the silt load in some of our water courses and lakes, rivers, and streams. So once all that was procured and the project was built, looking forward to the future to see what kind of information we can gather from that and maybe help other producers going forward. So I feel like we should always be trying to improve and learn and strive to do better than what we did last year. I think we also need to learn to manage the farm to what it is and treat it for the type of soil that you have. If you have a failure, I don't think you can always blame the idea. You have to evaluate why did it fail and how can you change that for next year. I've had several mentors through my life, starting with my dad. Obviously, he gave me a strong work ethic and exposed me at a young age to farming and agriculture. And then as I transitioned into a career in soil and water, the first guy I really worked with closely was Craig Beal. I always respected his knowledge, and he's taught me a lot about being a district technician in soil and water conservation And then also my father-in-law was also a very, very strong mentor and actually gave us an opportunity to farm full-time or to farm a little larger scale than what I was raised on. As he retired, he was more than gracious to help transition into my own operation. So for me, the first thing that we do whenever we have a major decision to make that will change the direction of the operation or anything that we do, my wife and I, we pray about it. And we listen to that answer. We've also learned to listen to your gut. And the other thing that we farmed through a couple tough times that I learned at an early age, you need to diversify other things that can key in with the farm for income opportunities. And for us, it ended up being excavation. We do a lot of grass waterway construction, some tile repairs, tile work. But for me, you had to diversify out of if you had a bad year with corn and soybeans, sometimes it's nice to always have that other fallback of income. And last but not least, listen to your wife. So currently I'm a trustee at Calvary Baptist Church where we attend. I'm on the board of zoning appeals. I'm a member of that. We try to support local FFA and 4-H and anything that we can as we see a need. So the example we try to set is basically by doing. As people drive by, and I've had comments that they notice that we do put in cover crops and we no-till and have started controlling some of the gullies that were on not only this farm but actually on my parents' farm. And I think that's the best example we can give is by actions. So that's the best demonstration I can do. So in the 2023 Warren County Soil and Water Conservation District did recognize me and my wife with their Cooperator of the Year award, which was very nice to receive. So I think the biggest advice I would have is find a facet of agriculture. It's such a broad term that find a facet of it that you enjoy, be that production agriculture, the technology, or even the small scale like greenhouse production. Do not be afraid to seek out a mentor that is good in that area that you're interested in. A mentor is the most valuable thing I think anybody could find because their years of experience will be one of the biggest assets you can ever tap into. Seek out what you really should be doing.